Hi everybody! For today's video I just thought I'd run through my go-to makeup at the moment. This is by no means a tutorial. I am not able to teach you anything handy or useful, so please don't take anything I'm saying too seriously. I'm just sort of putting on my favourite products at the moment and doing my everyday look. So yeah, if I do things wrong then it's just because I'm not amazing at makeup, but I just thought it'd be quite nice to chat to you guys whilst putting on my makeup for the day. I really hope you enjoy. Okie dokie, so I'm just gonna pop my hair back away from my face for the makeup. Okay, so the first product I'm going to use today is the L'Oreal Paris Lumi Magique Base Primer. This is supposed to make your skin look really dewy and just give a bit of highlight to it. I'm just going to apply this at my high points of the face on my face because I do have quite oily skin. I don't always use primer and I don't know how well this gets your makeup on because I do just apply it to the high points of my skin, because I do wear matte foundation quite a lot because I have oily skin obviously, and when I do wear a bit more high coverage and it's matte, I just want to sort of keep some glow to my skin so I don't look too cakey or anything like that. You can probably tell I've got my eyebrows done already purely because I am so bad at doing my eyebrows. You're not going to learn anything by me showing you how I do mine. It takes me ages and I'm not very good at it, so I'm just saving us all some time. Okay, so for foundation I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily foundation, and this is in 1115. This is a tiny bit dark for me, but my skin does need a bit of coverage at the moment, and this is the only matte foundation that I have that isn't super high coverage. To buff that into my skin, I'm going to use the Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm just literally going to tap this onto my skin, focusing mainly on the areas that need more coverage. So I want to be a bit more chatty in videos like this because it can be quite boring, and this isn't a tutorial, like I'm not showing you how to do anything really cool. This colour is a little bit dark, but I'm so fed up of being pale all the time, like I don't mind, it's okay. So I'm 18, I'm studying art and design at art college, which is very interesting. This is supposed to make your pores look a lot smaller, which is something I appreciate about foundation. I've got quite oily skin and my pores are quite big, so because I have oily skin. So the promises that it says are quite, like, that's what I want. I never do my eyebrows before my foundation because I always like wipe them off, so this is actually a bit of a challenge. I think next time I might keep them off and then just do them off camera so I can get super close to a mirror, because that's why I don't show you guys. Okay, so that foundation wasn't too bad. Next I'm going to go with concealer, and this is the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. I think this is in, I'm not sure the shade of this. I'm pretty sure it's the lightest one because it's all rubbed off the packaging, but I'm just putting this underneath my eyes. That foundation is a tiny bit on the orange side, so I'm just going to brighten up my skin a bit and cover any blemishes. You probably saw in the first clip that I have quite a few breakouts at the moment, which is unfortunate, but we all get them, and unfortunately we all have to deal with them. So mine are quite painful at the moment, but you know. So I didn't make any New Year resolutions this year, purely because I think if you really want to do something or achieve something, you just do it. And I feel like writing them down in a notebook just makes you feel worse about it if you don't achieve them or if you change your mind about them. But I do really want to get fit. I was really into going to the gym and stuff like that last year, and then I took a few months out just because of like life gets in the way a little bit sometimes. You have to put other things first. So I'm actually starting the gym tomorrow and I'm looking forward to it. I'm using the Kayla fitness sweat thing, like that program. They had 3 months free, and I've always I follow all of the accounts who use it and stuff. I'm really intrigued, and I love looking at people's progress photos, so I decided to download it, and yeah, so I'm starting that tomorrow, which is quite exciting. Maybe in 3 months time I can give you an update, see if it actually works for people who don't like exercise, because I do not like exercise. By the way, I'm just blending in that concealer with the same foundation brush. I would usually use a sponge, but I cannot find my beauty blender anywhere. I have a feeling my friend might have picked it up by accident when we were getting ready the other night, but I'm not really sure. Okay, so now that I've sort of neutralised the skin with the concealer, I really don't mind that foundation with that primer, otherwise I've never really been that sure about it. But it doesn't make it super matte. It's still got quite a nice glow to my skin, which I really like. Next I'm going to use the Rimmel Match Perfection Loose Powder. Oof. I feel like if you've got oily skin, using a loose powder is a little bit more effective than a matte powder. I haven't really found a matte powder that I'm a big fan of yet. So if you've got oily skin, and not a matte powder, like a pressed powder, I haven't found one that I like, so if you have any suggestions and you've got quite oily skin, then I would love to know. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and do the eyes. My favourite look recently has just been putting one wash of colour all over the lid. I've got quite small eyelids, so I find a lot of the time when I do loads of blending and stuff with loads of different colours, it can look quite messy and you can't necessarily see it anyway. So I'm taking my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and I'm going to go in with Raw Sienna, which is this really gorgeous sort of warm brown, all over the lid, through the crease, and I'm going to bring it quite far in, almost by my nose, where my nose contour would sort of start. I've really been into that look. So I'm going to take a MAC 213 brush, and this is just a flat brush, just to sort of pack that onto my lid. So I'm just going to pack that all over the lid. These eyeshadows are super pigmented. They're so nice. So as you can see, I'm just bringing that up to the crease. Well, I hope you can see. I'm just bringing that up to the crease a little bit. I'm not being too afraid to go quite far in, like by my nose and my inner corner, because usually I won't bring a darker shade up there. I'm just going to dip back into that colour and just apply a little bit more higher up, going by the crease, like so. Next I'm taking the brush that comes with the palette, just a big fluffy brush will do, just to help me blend that out so it looks quite soft. Might go over my brows a tiny bit in a second just because I've got a bit of foundation in them. I sort of knew that would happen though. I realised that every time I film my hair just looks so bad, and I just want to apologise because usually, I mean I hope it doesn't look that bad, but at the moment it's just not looking too great. Okay, so that's all blended out. I don't know if you can really see it, but I just think it looks so pretty and it's so quick, just all over the lid, and then liner or just mascara will look super nice as well. Really like that. Okay, just gonna do the other eye and then I'm gonna fix my eyebrows. Okay, so I've just finished up the other eye. Next thing I'm gonna do is take a really tiny tapered brush that's quite dense, and I'm just gonna take that on the bottom of my eye. Oh, the faces I make. I don't want it to be too messy, but I just want it to sort of match my upper lid. As you can see, this look is quite blown out and messy, which I personally really like, but obviously each to their own. If you're not that amazing at makeup, then like me, then this look is quite fun to do. I'm going to take just a normal flat brush that's clean, and I'm going to go into the colour Vermeer, this one here, which is like a sort of like a champagne shimmery colour, and I'm going to take that in the inner corners of my eye, and I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with it as well. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's super like pigmented and shiny, and I just absolutely love it. That's my favourite thing about this look, having the super messy brown everywhere and then making the inner corners really like boom. Okay, so for mascara, it's all rubbed off, but this is my absolute favourite, and this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and it makes your lashes look insane. The brush is tiny, but it gets every single lash. Makes it look super long, and you can build up volume as well. I love it. I haven't used any other mascara for literally months because I just can't find that one that is like as good as this. I'm also going to take that on the lower lashes as well. So that's the eyes finished. Like I said, my makeup is quite messy. That's just, ooh, I'm just going to throw everything on the floor. And yeah, like I said, my makeup is a bit messy, but that's just sort of the way I like it, to be honest. I really like blown out eye looks, because it makes my eyes appear a lot bigger, even though they are very big. So let's get on to the rest of the face. I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer by Benefit to bronze myself up a little bit. This is quite orangey as well, so I think it ties in really nicely. I'm not really contouring as such, but I am going to sort of place it on the backs of my cheekbones and bring it up, just so my face has a little bit of dimension about it and it doesn't look too flat and pale. I think one of my main aims with bronzer and stuff is definitely trying to make myself look a lot healthier than I actually do. That's like my biggest goal. On top of the bronzer, I'm going to use my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. This is a tiny bit too dark to properly highlight my skin, so I love putting it just over my bronzer where I want it to look a little bit glowy, because I just think it makes me look so healthy. It's so beautiful and it's very versatile because, as I said, it is a tiny bit too dark for me at the moment. When I'm tanned it's fine, but I just sort of use it as more of a bronzer when I'm pale. So it's still getting used a lot. It's one of my favourite products. I think it's in my favourites for this month as well, so you will see that. For blush, I'm going to jump into one of my favourite, like old favourite palettes. This is the Revolution Ultra Blush palette in Golden Sugar, and as you can see it has all of these beautiful shades in. So I'm going to go in with, I think, this one, and maybe mix it in with this as well, so it's a bit of a bronzier blush. Where is my blush brush? It is. I haven't used this for ages. It's super glowy, and again, I did say I really love glowy skin, so I'm not usually a blush person, but I thought I would mix it up a bit today. It gives such a subtle glow. I love this. And then for highlighter, I'm using my Balm Merry Luminizer highlighter, and I'm using a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones just a little bit. I'm already quite glowy anyway, so I don't want to put too much on, but this is just super, super pretty. And I like that it's quite subtle, you can kind of have to build it. I'm not a big like highlighter fan, I prefer a really subtle glow. And this is beautiful, I really like it. I'm just going to put it on my nose as well. Love that sort of highlight. Okay, so lastly, onto lips. I'm just going to go in with my MAC Honey Love lipstick. It's just a really gorgeous nude. So that's the finished makeup, guys. I really hope you like it. Super easy to do, super bronzy and cute. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to know what other videos you want me to do in the future, so leave a comment if that's alright. And yeah, I'll see you next week.